This is the Bates Bobcast, our weekly podcast where we take a look at the week that was in Bates athletics. My name is Aaron Morse, and this week we look back at some nail-biters in lacrosse and softball. Plus, the outdoor track and field season is underway, and Bates baseball picked up 2 NESCAC wins at Colby. Oh, and it's also finals week. All that and more coming up on the Bates Bobcast. The men's lacrosse team lost a 14-13 heartbreaker to Bowdoin on Wednesday, with the Polar Bears scoring the game-winning goal with just 1.4 seconds remaining in regulation. But the Bobcats bounced back Saturday, rallying from 3 goals down to force overtime against Connecticut College. Then, in the extra period, junior Andrew Small clinched the Bobcats' 8th straight overtime victory.
Small, on the face dodge, scores! Andrew Small, the junior mini out of Illinois, wins it for his team on senior day.
Not only did Small score the game winner in his first collegiate start, the junior had a team-high 4 goals against Bowdoin earlier in the week, including 2 game-tying goals in the fourth quarter, earning him our male Bobcat of the Week honors. And Small joined the Bobcast to break down his game-winning goal and the season so far.
It kind of just set up where we had the ball working on the far side with Lastava. Everyone's kind of looking at him. He had a big day, and then kind of worked away. They're notorious for playing a zone, so they had the shorties up on the top of the zone. So that was our goal the whole game, was to attack the shorties, and then kind of just got the ball and try to make something happen. And glad it went in.
First career start, is that correct?
Yep. First start. I think after Wednesday, I got more and more confident, and coach saw that and gave me an opportunity. So grateful for it.
Career high 4 goals Wednesday against Bowdoin. What was opening up for you?
Same sort of thing. Just I've always been confident in my ability and kind of just getting out there and being able to be more comfortable and have the ball on my stick and kind of just take the shots, and they were falling, so it was a good feeling.
Obviously, this year a bigger role for you, but last season you played in a number of the games, obviously. What did you learn from some of the midfielders last year, like Kyle Weber, who graduated?
So a lot of those guys, those are great guys, and they had a great work ethic on and off the field. Whether or not you were the number 1 guy or whether or not you were number 10 on the depth chart, everyone kind of prepared and kind of went into it the same way. So it was great to learn from those guys, like what you need to really be able to succeed in the league.
Well, take us back. You're from Illinois, so how did Bates get on your radar? How did you end up deciding to come here?
So I grew up in South Florida, actually, for most of my childhood, where I started playing lacrosse, and then moved to Illinois when I was a freshman in high school. So I'd always known that I wanted to play lacrosse, and that realistically the East Coast is going to be the place to do it. So I did a lot of the camps. I did the CBB, which is the Colby Bates Bowdoin camp. I did New England Top 150, so a lot of those camps where I got to see some of the assistant coaches, and then eventually Coach Lasagna as a way to kind of get after it. Surprisingly, I actually did really like Bowdoin, then from getting to Bowdoin, one of the Bowdoin assistant coaches was my coach for one of the tournaments. So then I knew what Bowdoin was, and then from Bowdoin I knew Colby and Bates. So then it's always nice to play them and then see how it all worked out.
So what made Bates the place for you?
I really loved Coach Lasagna. Coach Lasagna was a person that it wasn't all about lacrosse. It was about the person, and because lacrosse, there's Major League Lacrosse, but it's not as big. So lacrosse is going to end one day, and it was more about the kind of person you're going to be and the kind of person you are than just playing. And playing was a way to still have fun, and something I've been doing my whole life that I didn't want to stop, but I knew that Bates was a place that I could do everything.
After the heartbreaker against Bowdoin, what was the team's mentality? What was practice like those couple days before the con game?
So we've had a lot of those games this year, and just in the NESCAC in general, there's always going to be 1-goal games and always going to be close games like that, and sometimes you just you're not on the right side of whether or not you think you deserved it or not. But we've been in those games before, and we will continue to be in those games coming forward, and everyone knows that. So it's kind of the thing where you did your best, you tried, the score was what it was, but it's time to move on. The league is just too competitive to be able to think about one game and keep it kind of haunting your memories. You got to just move on and kind of start fresh. So that was really the mindset we all took to it, and it showed on Saturday.
Now, this is finals week, and I saw you're working on a project here. Tell us about this project with the Roman Temple.
Yeah, so one of my classes, it's called Blood, Birds, and Belief. It's all about ancient Roman religion. It's kind of just, it was my first kind of class like that, and the teacher's a really great guy and heard really great things about him. So me and a couple of the guys on the team are actually in it. So you have to reconstruct a temple, and to kind of use the temple and like the architecture to kind of as evidence. So it's interesting. It's something different. It's Bates. It's you can never know what you're gonna take or do.
For sure. What else do you have in finals week?
I have a few more tests. I have an econ test, and then another test for death in the afterlife, another class. So it's a busy week, but more towards the end. So plenty of time to get it all done.
And then, of course, Tufts looming for next week, the break week for most students, not for the lacrosse team. And so that must be in the back of your mind a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's always, you're already excited about it. You're always looking forward to it. It keeps your mind off of finals when you need a well-deserved break. But that's been a good game, a game that you circle every year, and we've had a lot of success with them the last couple of years. So we look forward to keeping that going, keeping it rolling, and playing our best. And we have them here, so it'll be nice to be on Garcelon and not have to worry about traveling. So we're excited. It should be a lot of fun.
All right, Andrew Small, Male Bobcat of the Week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The softball team made headlines by defeating perennial power Tufts 1-0 on Saturday. Sophomore Kirsten Pelletier tossed a complete game shutout in the win. Overall, Pelletier posted a 1.75 ERA over the course of 4 games last week. She also went 4 for 8 at the plate. The Bobcats are 11-8 on the season, and Kirsten Pelletier is our female Bobcat of the Week.
We've played a lot of really close games this season, and they haven't really fallen in our favor. So beating Tufts and having that close game finally fall in our favor was a great feeling, and I think it was well-deserved for our team. We really worked for it, and we deserved it.
Right, because all those Trinity games were really close, too. And so do you feel the team has more confidence now after showing you can get one of those victories with one-run games?
Yeah, I really think that this game made us believe in ourselves even more. We had to believe in ourselves in order to win this game. But before we went into it, Coach told us that, in order to win these close games, we really have to believe in every pitch and every at-bat that we're taking, and because you guys are capable of winning these games. And I think going into Sunday, after she said that on Saturday, that really rang true to us, and we really did believe.
Well, you faced them twice on Saturday and then again on Sunday. So what adjustments, if any, did you make overnight for Sunday's game? Anything?
I think I really worked on my changeup and really hit my changeup in situations where we really needed it. That's
key, obviously, making sure they can't just sit on a fastball.
Yeah, keeping them off balance was definitely something that we needed to do. They're a strong hitting team.
Now, Saturday, obviously, you started the first game, a 1-0 tough, narrow loss. And then you started the second game also. That's not typically something you do. So what was that experience like, starting back-to-back games in the same day?
I've never done that in my Bates career, but going back to, summer ball season, that's something I would throw 2 or 3 games in a day. So it's nothing new, but when Coach looked at me and was like, "You're getting the ball back," I'm like, okay, here we go. I got this.
So this wasn't planned going in, you found out about this between games?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So what was the mentality like trying to transition like that?
I think I was throwing good stuff Saturday morning in the first game, and I just knew I had to keep that going. I had to keep getting hitters off balance. I really had to hit my pitches early in the count, so we started ahead.
Let's talk about your hitting. You're hitting the 9 spot there, but you mentioned last year, I think the first time I interviewed you, that hitting was the biggest transition to college. And it seems like the hitting's really come together for you. So what's working up there at the plate?
I think it's just the mental game. I finally figured out that I am capable of hitting, and having a little bit more confidence in myself up at bat has been crucial to my hitting.
And how much you got to work on pitching obviously a lot in practice. So how much hitting are you doing?
About the same amount. I stay after and take reps or go before, or our assistant coach works over at Ingersoll, and we call it Softball Academy, and she'll be like, if anyone wants to come for Softball Academy, come on over. So I'll go over there and take a few reps over there too.
So what was Coach's message after the doubleheader Saturday, and then what was her message again after the win Sunday?
After Saturday, she was like, you really need to believe in yourselves. You guys are capable of winning these games, and I think that resonated with us on Sunday when we went into the games. after she said, I usually tell you guys that you don't get much time to think about either the win or the loss, but take this one. Think about it this week during finals week, and we'll get back after it on practice on Wednesday. So I think she was definitely happy that we pulled that one out, which was great.
Were you aware going into this series it had been a while since Bates had been tough in softball?
I mean, I had a feeling, but I didn't know how long.
So what does it mean to you to kind of, not, I don't want to say make history, but break kind of that drought a little bit?
I think it shows the turnaround in our program and how we're not that team that's just going to get brushed to the side anymore. Like, we're definitely going to put up a fight, and we're going to be that team that you don't want to play in playoffs because we're going to put up a fight.
Got a bunch of non-conference games coming up, or at least games not in your division, and the NESCAC. And so, what's going to be important about this to kind of build momentum into Bowdoin and Colby?
These games are crucial. I love midweek games. They really prepare us for the series on the weekends. But USM and UMF, they're strong teams, and we really have to execute in those games. So
this is finals week. So what's going on with you in finals?
Finals. Studying, I guess. Procrastinating a little, maybe.
What kind of schedule do you have? Like a bunch of tests or essays? Or?
I have 2 exams on Thursday and an essay due Friday and one due Wednesday. So there's an okay spot.
Looking forward to the break week where you get to play a bunch of softball, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's what gets you through it.
Excellent. And what are your thoughts on this weekend series and what it means to the program and for you personally?
I'm excited. I think the rest of the team is excited. And we're ready to keep rolling.
There you go. Female Bobcat of the Week, Kirsten Pelletier. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
A pair of track and field Bobcats were honored by the NESCAC this week. Senior Katherine Cook earned NESCAC Women's Track Performer of the Week honors by finishing first in the 5,000-meter run in a team record time of 16 minutes, 49.10 seconds. Cook ranks first in the nation in the outdoor 5K. NESCAC Women's Track Performer of the Week, Katherine Cook, with us here on the Bobcast. Well, first of all, first outdoor meet of the year. You break the program record for the 5K. You broke your friend Jess Wilson's record. Did you hear from her afterwards?
Yes, I did. Actually, she texted me just being like, I knew you were going to break the record. And that's just her being really, really sweet and just she pays attention to that kind of thing. And I love that she's there just because she has always been so supportive. And it's one of those instances where we've always, like, run together, but I don't think there's ever been really a sense of competition. It's been, like, I don't know, she's the person that I've always just felt like has wanted to elevate me, and I hope I can, like, elevate her, too.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then let's go back to indoors a little bit.
Okay.
Because you got 2 All-America finishes there for yourself in indoors. And so the team obviously did great overall also. So what was that experience like for you? Because you were abroad last year, I think, during the winter. And so this is your first indoor nationals, right?
Yes, it was. Well, it was just it was a really exciting thing to be able to go with a set of different people who are all in different event groups. So we had another mid-distance. We had a mid-distance woman, a mid-distance guy, a thrower, and a jumper. And it was nice because we could all really engage with each other's races, and we all had them at different times. And it was really nice to kind of share in the excitement and to really pump each other up. And I felt like we were all completely invested in trying to do the best we could, but also more than that, invested in each other. And I think while I love the normal season meets and while I love being with the whole team, it was really exciting to just really get to know and focus with a group of just a few people.
Curious what your thoughts are on being an All-American in both cross-country and indoor track and field. That doesn't happen too often here. You're the first in, like, I think, over a decade.
I didn't know that. I feel it honestly hasn't quite registered with me yet. Mm-hmm. I just kind of do the best I can, and I tend to not set I don't set a ton of goals for myself, nor do I reflect a lot after.
I'm asking you to a little bit.
Yeah, no. And no, it's great. I'm glad you are. I feel happy with it. It feels satisfying to know that the hard work is somewhat paying off, because it is something that I just really like doing, and running is something that I've kind of done more or less every day for years, and so it's, if anything, it's just kind of a testament to that. And I don't know, I'm just kind of excited to see what the rest of the year holds, and even beyond that, because the reason I like running so much is it doesn't necessarily stop in college. So this is kind of just a chapter, I think.
Right. Well, this is your last quarter, though, at Bates. Has it flown by? Has it gone by slowly? D-Ray said it went by slowly for him.
Oh, my gosh. It's a weird, it's kind of a phenomenon where I feel like the days crawl by, but the weeks and months fly. Mm-hmm. I keep kind of thinking, like, oh, my gosh, it's only Tuesday. What's going on? But then now I just took my last class as a senior at Bates, and I just keep talking. I just keep like finding prospective students around campus and remembering when I first got here, and it does fly, and I'm ready to go on to the next thing, but I'm also feeling a little bit nostalgic. It's a bittersweet kind of feeling.
What is the next thing? Grad school? Looking for jobs?
Oh,
Not
man.
know yet?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm looking for jobs. I'm really kind of I procrastinate everything, and so I'm kind of sport terming,
right,
but in such a way that I'm doing it also as a time to look for jobs. So I kind of compartmentalized just schoolwork and doing thesis and everything else for the school year. And my parents, which is really generous of them, gave me the pass to be like, just worry about this in the spring. So I'm going to be home for a few weeks anyway in the summer and just see what unfolds. And I think something will unfold. I'm a little bit of an idealist, but we'll see.
Excellent. And then in terms of on the track for your final quarter,
yes,
you mentioned you're not a goal setter, but what are you most maybe looking forward to for this last outdoor track season?
Just seeing how far I can get before I graduate here. I really want to just do the best I can every day, and but also strike a balance between doing that and taking some time to myself and seeing what it is that just really what does unfold. I'm excited to see, just like without forcing it, what unfolds somewhat naturally based on the work that's been put in so far. And so I'm kind of looking at this season as just kind of a cherry on the cake, if that's the phrase, on top of ice cream. I don't know, or cake, frosting on top. I don't know, and I'm just I just want to have one more go and have fun with it.
All right, Katherine Cook, the NESCAC Women's Track Performer of the Week. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Senior captain Adedire Fakorede claimed his third NESCAC Field Performer of the Week honor after scoring 24 team points for the Bobcats at the Tufts Quad meet on Saturday to begin the outdoor season. The three-time All-American took first place in the hammer throw and the discus, while finishing third in the shot put. Well, NESCAC Male Field Performer of the Week with us, Adedire Fakorede here on the Bobcast. First outdoor meet of the year. Was it fun to get outdoors? Was it cold? How did it go down there at Tufts?
It was absolutely fun. First of all, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Ben Walker, the athletic trainer, and the rest of the athletic training staff, specifically Ben Walker, because without him, I don't think I'd be able to be able to be 100% and compete to the extent that I did. He's been working one-on-one with me like every day of the week at 3 p.m., making sure that my groin is feeling really good and my hamstring too. So I just want to right off the back say that, but like the weather wasn't that bad. I was so excited to be outdoors again, and coming off my last meet was a nationals, and that didn't really go too well. So like being outdoors and being able to like kind of compete again was the best thing ever. I didn't even feel the weather at all. Excellent.
Yeah, well, we never got to talk about nationals. Obviously, not the result you wanted, but what was kind of going on down there in terms of were you dealing with injuries in also?
No. I was particularly healthy then, but it was just like mentally, like my friend told me this, like the first time is always the best, the second time is okay, but the third time there's a lot of pressure, and I definitely felt a lot of pressure, and I did, rather than stand up and like kind of go out and try to do my best, I unfortunately had had an off day that day, so moving forward like this season I plan on just absolutely crushing every single competition, so It's going to be really fun.
Well, yeah, because this is your last quarter here as a Bobcat. So, I mean, can you believe it's almost over?
Yes, I can believe it. It's been really long. It's my sophomore year. I felt like I was a senior training with Nick because going into that season, I really worked really hard when I got my first All-American. So, like, it's almost felt like an eternity now. So I'm really excited that this is my last season. I'm definitely going to miss it, but I'm excited to really put forward my best efforts and leave my team with impact and hopefully pass on the torch to John Rex.
And can you tell us who John is?
Yeah, John Rex is a freshman thrower. He threw 47 meters to open up this meet. He was beat by Zach Campbell, who's going to be a senior next year, who's a phenomenal hammer thrower. John is probably going to be the next in line, it's safe to say, because he's already thrown 25 feet farther than I did my freshman year at his first meet. So he's going to be a really good hammer thrower. And Zach Campbell is just really competitive, too. So those are two guys to watch out for this whole season.
Yeah, because we talked about the great throwers that have come through Bates, so it's exciting to see the future for you, right?
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. Like the group that we're going to have next year with Tyler Harrington, Dan Marino, Zach Campbell, and John Rex. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And like I was fortunate enough to have Tom all 4 years. Tom has been like very huge, influential like role model for me, like in terms of like technique, motivating me to come in on Saturdays and Sundays to work with me. Like he's definitely a really good guy. So it's good to see that we're leaving and there's another set of guys who are working together hand in hand.
Obviously, Coach Fresh has coached all these throwers in recent years. What has he meant to you?
Coach Fresh, in one sentence, friend, dad, brother, and mentor. Like he just does it all. Absolutely. Like I can't like thank him enough for all the work that he's done, believing in me, bringing me on the program, and just being such a student to the sport and being able to teach us everything we know and being able to replicate that with the pole vault, runners, jumpers, and whatnot. His excellence and knowledge about the sport is so profound.
Any other observations you had? Obviously, you get a chance to watch some other, of your teammates participate at the first meet here of the outdoor season.
Yes, definitely. I didn't necessarily watch all of them, but I was able to see Bofis Campolo on the 110 hurdles. I was able to see Ryan Nealis run a little bit, and Jack Kiley had a good day. Rob Flynn kicked in I believe it was the 4x4. And other notable standouts were Caleb. Caleb jumped really well in the triple jump, so it was a really good first start for the boys. And given that was our first meet, so.
Excellent. Any other thoughts on what your next step is in terms of, because in the spring you're doing more than one event? Obviously, yes, you got 3.
Absolutely. My ultimate goal is to qualify for all 3 and finally just get my swagger back and get some more All-Americans. And I would like to also give a shout out to Tom and Dean for having a 7-meter PR in the. A 7-foot PR in the javelin throw, so nice. It's good to see him throw that thing far.
Excellent. Adedire Fakorede, the NESCAC Male Field Performer of the Week. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
The women's lacrosse team fell to Bowdoin Wednesday by a score of 15-13, but just like the men, the Bobcats bounced back to beat Connecticut College on Saturday. They won 10-7 over the Camels for the Bobcats' second NESCAC victory of the season. First-year Summer Dias has been a big contributor this year, ranking 4th on the team in goals with 16. After missing the Bowdoin game due to injury, Dias scored a pair of goals and dished out an assist in the win over the Camels. She also plays women's soccer for Bates, and now she joins the Bobcast.
When I started visiting, everyone here was so nice and friendly, and that just really drew me in. I also just like the vibe of the small campus. It's just really nice.
Chance to play 2 sports here. What's that been like so far to balance those 2, one in the fall, one in the spring?
Well, it being in both the fall and the spring, it's just a nice break in between both, but also just keeps me busy, at both times of the year, which is really nice. And I've just had the opportunity to make lots of different friends on both teams, which has just been great.
Soccer and lacrosse, these sports, have you been playing them your whole life, basically?
Yeah. I started playing soccer from a young age, but lacrosse I started picking up later, 3rd grade. So, yeah.
What's maybe the adjustment like on the field compared to maybe high school for both sports?
The college level is obviously a lot harder and a lot more fast-paced, but it hasn't been that hard to adjust just from playing at a high level at club opportunities. But, yeah.
And then the coaches, tell us a little bit about Kelsey and Brent.
They're both great. I love them both. Both super nice, super helpful, both on and off the field. Been able to talk to them just about, not even sports, just about, friends, problems that we've had. Just, they've both been great. great support systems.
This past game, a win on the road there against Connecticut College. What was the dynamic of that game like? How'd it go?
It's definitely exciting. I've been out for a couple of days with a knee injury, but didn't think I was going to have a big chance to play in the con game just because I haven't been practicing as much as I've been used to. But with Dewey getting 2 cards, kind of got thrown in there, but it was just been itching to play that whole game and really wanted to be out in the field. So when I went out, I just wanted to keep proving myself and show up in the game.
So you came in with a couple goals, so I take it you're feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling great now. That game definitely helped. Just a good confidence booster and was really exciting for me.
Excellent. Then, in terms of the remaining season, what's some of the goals the team has set in terms of these remaining games?
The next couple of games are going to be really important for us. Just going to need some wins to hopefully push us into the NESCAC playoffs. Just sticking to the fundamentals. We've been working a lot. Basics. It's going to be really important in our team.
Going forward, first of all, this is finals week. Tell us about the academic side of things. What finals do you have, if any?
Got some finals Friday, Tuesday. It's been really nice we have a break, actually. We're not practicing right now. Mm-hmm. So good to focus on school while we can, and we'll have a lot of lacrosse next week when everyone's at home resting. Any
classes that have stood out to you this year as a first-year student that have been really interesting?
My marine science class has been great. We're lucky here to have, a good opportunity. That's what I want to study later in life, so it's been good to have classes like that. My FYS, also coastal hazards class, it's just been really exciting to get to have classes where we're more focused on what we're actually interested in. It's been really nice.
What have people told you about short term? I know it's everyone's favorite time of year, right?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully be able to just do a lot of other things besides school, but have a nice, interesting class again. All the short-term classes are great just because they're so interesting, and yeah, should be really fun.
What's your short-term class?
It's called Cartoon, so hopefully that'll be interesting. Yeah.
Studying cartoons, I take it?
Yeah, cartoons.
Well, Summer Dias, thanks so much for joining us here on the Bobcast.
Yeah, thank you.
The baseball team defeated Plymouth State 7-0 on Thursday before sweeping Colby in a doubleheader on Saturday. Bates rolled to an 11-0 win in Game 1. Then sophomore Nolan Collins earned his first collegiate win in Game 2. A 4-1 victory for Bates. He allowed just 3 hits over 7 innings of work on the mound.
I established fastball early, and we pretty much worked off that. It was a good job. Me and Jack Arend, we were on the same page, just pitch calling wise, and I think we just attacked hitters, and we got the best of them.
What is he like as a catcher? Working with him, you've been working with him now for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, he's a very good pitch caller, and he's sort of small, so he gives you a good target, I think. He's low in the zone. Yeah. But yeah, he's a great guy. He's funny. He works well with our pitchers.
How about that catch he made on Sunday?
That was unreal. I was hoping we got good pictures of it, and I think we did. But that was a legit catch. And he made one of those catches out in California also when we played Occidental, and it was he's athletic back there.
After being a midweek guy last year, what's it like being one of the weekend starters this season?
I like it a lot more. It's a lot more fun. It's every game matters, but conference games matter a little bit more. That's how I like to feel about it. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun to compete against high competition in games where there's a real meaning to our postseason future.
So you're from California. Take us back to when you were looking for schools. What attracted you to come out to Maine, across the country, to Bates?
Well, I was just looking for a school that would give me the best education and still be able to play baseball. And baseball helped me get to a better education. And that's what Bates brought for me. And then also because I was getting recruited by East Coast schools. I have some family in the Boston area, so it kind of drew me out here. And I wanted to see something new.
What were some adjustments, maybe baseball-wise, from high school to college?
I played in a pretty strong conference in high school, so the only big difference was it wasn't really talent-wise, but it was discipline-wise. The hitters were a lot more disciplined. They didn't chase pitches they used to chase. But and also there's really no holes in the lineup when you get to college. The 7, 8, 9 hitters are way better than than hitters that we would face in high school. So it's a lot more depth than it was before.
So when you were looking at East Coast schools, what did you hear about Bates initially? What was your first impression maybe of the college?
Well, I had heard about Bates because of one of my aunts that lives in the area, but really, it was Coach. I got recruited by Coach Leonard before Coach Martin got here, so he reached out to me, and I had some help from family and friends, and we figured like it's probably our best option. And when I came out to visit, I just fell in love with the campus.
And then the team so far, obviously the season right now, 3-3 in NESCAC play. You got Trading and Tufts coming up. So what's kind of a message Coach Martin's been relaying to the team right now?
Really, it's playing with confidence and like just because when you're confident on the field, it's like you feel good, you play good, you know. And it's really true because I think when our team's confident, we're better than any team that we face because I think talent-wise we're there, you know. So basically, it's going into Trinity and Tufts, we're just focusing on executing, like being able to get bunts down, hit and runs, that kind of stuff, and also being able to attack. You know, just really be if we're attacking, we're probably in good shape.
As a pitcher on the mound, tell us what's your repertoire? What are you throwing out there?
So I have a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, and so basically my fastball is, I think, good enough to be if I can establish the fastball down in the zone, and really it's just avoiding throwing pitches above the knees, and we've been working on that a lot in practice. So everyone's starting to get the ball down. And that's why I think our pitching staff's pitching a lot better than we did in Los Angeles. But so basically establishing a fastball and then just being able to throw them off with curveballs, sliders, and then the occasional changeup, you know, just to throw them off.
The off-speed stuff, if you can establish a fastball, you don't even necessarily need to throw that in the zone, do you?
The only reason you throw it is basically like there's just going to like back them off the plate or, you know, it's not really just once you get the you just have to be able to work off the fastball is the key, I think.
All right, this is finals week, so I've been asking everyone what their final situation is. What's going on with you?
Well, I actually just had my final ukulele performance.
Oh,
because I'm taking the uke at here at Bates, but I have a math final tomorrow morning, and then I don't have anything until Friday. I have 2 finals on Friday too, so
gotcha.
Both in politics classes. I'm a politics major, so.
Gotcha.
That done.
Was politics definitely something you were interested in right away in terms of, you know, you've already established that as your major, obviously?
Yeah, well, that's established now, but originally I was thinking economics, and I think I pretty much, after second semester of last year, I decided that politics might be a better road for me, and but I'm within politics, there are like 5 different categories, so I'm a political economy major, so I still have the econ in there, so. I think it's a good fit. You know, there's a lot of options, so it's good.
And what are your short-term plans?
Short-term, I'm taking political inquiry, which is the politics. All politics majors are required to take it, so I'm taking that this year.
Excellent. Well, any other thoughts on the season so far and what you're most looking forward to here down the stretch?
I think since we've come back from Los Angeles, our record, we're like 7-3 or something, and that's pretty great if you ask me. So I think we're really hitting our stride right now. Our bats are starting to come alive. Pitching staff's pitching well. I think we have a good chance of getting to postseason if we play with confidence in these upcoming weeks.
All right, Nolan Collins, thanks so much.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
The Bobcats are 3-3 in NESCAC play with 6 divisional games remaining. They host Williams this weekend for a pair of doubleheaders that will not affect their place in the standings. The Bates tennis teams both fell to Amherst Saturday before bouncing back to beat Trinity on Sunday. They are both 2-2 in conference play with a slew of key matches ahead this month. Next time on the Bates Bobcast, we'll get you geared up for the home stretch in NESCAC action for all our spring teams. Playoff spots are up for grabs, and we have it all covered on the Bates Bobcast.